Hey, hey, hey! Heads up, bitches. Welcome to another episode of Cut the Shit. I am Christian Tucker, giving you just another idiot's view of the world. I will be ranting and raving about this week's crap that has caught my attention for its stupidity or its uniqueness or its newsworthiness, or at least what I deem newsworthy anyways. As always, don't forget to catch us on the web at www.cuttheshitalready.com. There you will find links to hit to subscribe to our podcast. Also, you'll find a link to Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at PLZCutTheShit, as well as Facebook. You can go to www.facebook.com/cuttheshitalready/. Got something good to say or pass along? Do it at any of these locations. Got some putrid shit to spew my direction? Do it there also, dirtbag. We welcome it all. Okay, so let's get this shit going, shall we? Well, good day, everybody, and welcome back to Cut the Shit Podcast. This is episode 21, and listen, we're jumping right into this shit, okay? I don't have a lot of time this week. I'm running around like crazy, still suffering the effects of Mercury retrograde, I guess. So again, let's just jump right into it. Don't you hate when a salesman calls you, and you answer the phone, hello, and he goes, hey, bud, what's up? I haven't talked to you in a while. All of a sudden, you're left going, oh God, who's this guy? I don't recognize his voice. Didn't come in a right number, but he acts like he knows me. He acts like we're buddies. So you're like, oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, how about you? You start trying to fish for some clues to who the fuck this is, because you don't want to be a rude ass, right? So you're like, hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about yourself, man? And they're like, oh, it's good. I went riding on my bike this weekend and spent some time with the family. So now you're like, okay, he's got a motorcycle. Do I know him from there? Maybe I've met him somewhere. He's got a family. Shit, I don't know. Everybody I know is married and got fucking kids. Fuck, I don't know who this fuck this is. So this goes on for 3 or 4 fucking minutes. This guy playing this charade of buddy, how you doing? Hey, how about you? Have you been out on your bike lately? And you're like, well, no, I don't have a bike. I'm still shopping for one. I'm teaching my kid, and so I'm dealing with all that. Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that. And you've never told this motherfucker about that. So now you're starting to kind of pick up on a few things. And then he fucking goes, well, hey, the reason I wanted to give you a call today is we got this new product that we're selling, and I thought you might be interested in it. Motherfucker. If you were in front of me right now, I'd punch you in your fucking face. Let's make something clear, salespeople. And I've been in sales my entire fucking life. You don't trick people into talking to you to get a sale. That doesn't fucking work. Has that approach ever fucking worked for you, you douchebag cocksuckers? Calling up somebody and pretending like you're buddy and that they know you to get them to drop their guard so that you can then pitch your product to them? I guarantee you, if you've called 10,000 people, that might work on fucking 6, and they're fucking 80 years or older, all right? Cut that fucking shit out. Don't you fucking call me with that bullshit, because I won't just hang up on you. I'll tell you what a fucking dick you are, and you and I will get into it fucking verbally, and I'll fucking... Anyways, it happens to me once, twice a fucking month, easily. I used to be a district manager for this company, and the guy would call me once a month and pull that same shit. By the 3rd month, I recognized his voice. So when he started the same shit, I said, what the fuck are you doing? Call me again. I hung up on you the last 2 fucking times. Don't pull this fucking shit. What the fuck is your problem? Does your company tell you to fucking sell this way? Or is that just you and your fucking style? And if it is your style, the company needs to fire you for it. And if the company is dictating you that you sell that way, fuck them too and fuck you as well. It's a fucking joke. All right. I think I said there's 4 topics. I don't even know if I said there's 4 topics. We're going to hit 4 fucking things today. Quickly, because again, I'm hitting the road. I'm going to be going to Florida. I don't got a bunch of time for a bunch of bullshit and some research and all this other crap. Speaking of, we just had our 20th episode. This is episode 21. As you can see, we have a new background. Because I'm very whimsical and I get bored easily, I think every 20 episodes, I'm going to swap out that background. So for the next 20 episodes, get used to that background that's behind me. I personally like it, but hey, I like color, so what do you want me to say? All right, let's open this damn Coke, shall we? Whew, it is hot in here. I went from freezing my ass off in the winter to sweating my ass off in the summer. So, political correctness has run amok. The Simpsons. Everybody knows who the Simpsons is, right? And Apu, the Indian store clerk owner. Hank Azaria is letting pressure about Apu being racist force him to no longer do the voice of Apu. First off, fuck you, Hank Azaria, for being a coward and a fucking pussy. Show a little fucking spine, okay? You've done this for fucking 25 years or something, you know? So what, we can't even speak in dialects anymore? What the fuck? Even Matt Groening thinks it's fucking stupid. He says people like to pretend to be outraged or offended, and it's true. They even addressed it in an episode, basically telling people to shut the fuck up. Listen, the PC police are coming for everyone. Okay, I've always had a problem with if you're talking about a Chinese person that you met, let's say it's a Chinese businessman, and he has a broken accent, right? And he's like, oh, it's very nice to meet you. I would like to have some sake with you this evening. Can we meet at the hotel bar and have a few drinks? What is wrong with mimicking him? What's wrong with copying his voice when you're telling a story to somebody? Now, if you're like, oh, this little fucking cheap guy wants to go have some fucking sushi with me and I'm going to make him suck my fucking dick with his little slant eyes, then you're being an insensitive racist prick. I got that. But if you're just telling the fucking story, listen, my dad's girlfriend of 30 years, she's Thai. I love her to death, but she's got a very thick Asian accent. And so, like, my dad has two dogs, Whiskey and Lucy. But when she calls the dogs over, it's, hey, Wiki, hey, Wiki, hey, Luty. And it's fucking cute. It's just cute as fuck. And whenever me, Tammy, Cannon, or anybody are talking about Sue, we instinctively go to that voice when we're trying to relay something she'd said to us or whatever. And it's not racist. It's not insensitive. It's not us being fucking mean-spirited. It's just fucking a way of life. I mean, we talk about, okay, how about this, fuckheads? You fucking meet an Irish guy, and he's all got this thick fucking Irish voice, and I don't know if I could pull up an Irish accent right now, so just pretend. And I'm like, yeah, I met fucking, John McGregor the other day for a fucking drink, and he was all, hey, matey. That's fucking, like I said, I can't even do an Irish one right now. I got fucking Thai in my head. But he's like, he's talking in his native tongue, and he's got his thick Irish accent going. If I'm telling my fucking friends that, and I am duplicating his voice pattern, that's not fucking racist. That's not fucking insensitive. That's not cultural appropriation or any other stupid fucking bullshit that you guys want to fucking say, okay? So, everybody on this fucking planet knows, everybody in your fucking town knows that there is a convenience store somewhere in your fucking city limits that is run by an Indian person, right? And like in Dallas, hey motherfuckers, every goddamn convenience store that's not Quick Trip is run by a fucking Indian fucking employee. All the mom and pop places are owned by fucking Indians. All the fucking 7-Elevens down here are fucking run by fucking Indians. You go into a fucking store, there's a fucking Indian behind the counter. So you want to say it's a stereotype, but all stereotypes are based in fucking fact, okay? Again, walk in any fucking convenience store here in Dallas. It's a fucking Indian. So let's take that off the fucking table. Nothing racist there. A fact is a fucking fact. Number one. Number two, half of them speak with broken fucking English, right? Half of them were born here and have perfect English. Great. Nobody makes fun of them or does a different voice when talking about that guy. It's the guy that came here and has that broken accent, and he's like, Mr. Tucker, would you like 2 monsters for the price of one today? It's okay to fucking duplicate that guy's voice. It's not like blackface, right? You are telling a story to your friends or what the fuck ever, and you're mimicking his voice, right? Comedians get paid tons of fucking money to impersonate somebody. So telling a story about, I was at this Indian guy's restaurant today, or at this convenience store, and he tells me, hey, would you like 2 monsters for $4? And I tell him, nah, that's okay. And he goes, you know what, take it anyways. Man, I was really fucking surprised by that. Thanks a lot, buddy. I got 2 monsters, and for $4, or he gave them to me free, or whatever. You could be telling the story in a very nice, complimentary way, and still be using his voice and the way he speaks. So I'm just so fucking sick of this bullshit. The PC fucking police are running fucking rampant. And listen, I'm 46. People in their late 30s and 40s, this isn't a fucking problem for us, okay? It's you fucking 20-somethings and you younger dumb fucks that are causing all this bullshit. Your sensitive fucking clits are scabbed over. They're fucking so raw and sensitive. You guys need to fucking grow up and stop policing the fucking world and every nationality on what's correct and what's not correct. Plain and motherfucking simple. So Hank Azaria, if you want to not voice Apu's voice to be culturally sensitive, fuck you. You took 30 years worth of fucking money and stuck it in your bank account playing that voice. And now, with a little pressure, you're going to try to appear on the right side of this and fucking puss out? Fuck off. You're a fucking complete waste of human flesh at that point. Speaking of Indians and India, I'm talking Indians from India, right? India is in the process of scanning the fingerprints, faces, and eyes of their citizens and connecting the data to everything from welfare benefits to benefits for cell phones, okay? Civil libertarians are horrified by this prospect. Listen, I'm never really much on the side of civil libertarians, but I have to fucking agree here, okay? A 30-year-old environmental consultant in Delhi waited in line 3 times to sit in front of a computer that photographed her face, captured her fingerprints, and snapped images of her irises. 3 times the data failed to upload. The 4th attempt finally worked, and she has now been added to the 1.1 billion Indians already included in the program. You think I'm fucking around, right? This is some Orwellian fucking shit. You ready for this? Middle school students can't enter the water department's annual painting contest until they submit their fucking identification, i.e. their eye print or their thumbprint. Fucking asinine. Middle school students can't even fucking get in a painting contest unless they're in the fucking system. The Modi government has also ordered Indians to link their IDs to their cell phone and bank accounts. That sounds like a great fucking idea. States have even added their own twist, like using the data to map where people live. Some employers use the ID for background checks on job applicants. Y'all motherfuckers better wake up, because this shit is not cool. And if other countries follow suit, it won't be long before the USA will too. Listen, China's already doing some of this shit too. India's way ahead of China on this, but China's doing some of this shit with all their fucking facial recognition cameras. They got fucking millions of them across the fucking country. This shit's gonna become a problem, motherfuckers. Number 4, last one. Finland paid unemployed people a basic income of $685 every month. It didn't work out. This is according to the USA Today and some other reports. The program, which started January 2017, so it just lasted a year and a half, was the first of its kind in Europe. The government hoped that extra money would fuel the economy and innovation. The unemployment rate in Finland exceeds 8%. By comparison, the U.S. has an unemployment rate of 4.1%. This was as of March sometime, right? So keep that in mind. Unemployment might be even lower now for us. A study published in February by the think tank Organization for Economic Cooperation. The fuck is that? Just a bunch of gobbledygook. Oh, I remember. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, forgive me, I forgot the last part of that fucking gobbledygook, said the country's income tax must increase by almost 30% just to fund the basic income, and instead suggested a universal credit system as a better solution. I don't know who this is. I'm not fucking answering it. So listen, there is no such thing as a free ride, asshats. When will these people learn? You're going to pay people $685 to not work. They're not going to work then. They're going to live off $685 fucking dollars. And if it's a man and a woman in the family, well, now they've got almost $1,400 fucking dollars. Where's the incentivization to go fucking work? To pay them a universal income that they don't even have to work for. They don't have to earn. They don't even have to go through welfare checks and all other bullshit to fucking receive these benefits, right? And where'd that money fucking come from? Oh, the people who were fucking working. And so what happens then when everybody says, fuck it, none of us are going to work, let's get our $685. Now there's nobody putting money into the fucking pot. It's just another form of crazy-ass socialism. Shit people are trying to fucking implement and do here. Mark Zuckerberg wants the same shit fucking done. You know, Bernie Sanders, all them fucking idiots. You can't give a universal fucking income and expect people to work harder. You know, the article said they want people to innovate. Nobody's going to fucking innovate if they're getting paid not to fucking innovate. God damn. All right. So I told you. Quick 4, in, out, boom. Off to Florida tomorrow. I got some business I got to take care of there. So enjoy the background. I hope you like it. It may not go well with my purple. I look like I'm the Easter fucking bunny with these colors. Pure coincidence, I assure you. I am not the Easter bunny. One last thing. I got a buddy named Compton J. Smith that lives in Pensacola. He used to work at the Floribama as the Master of Ceremonies. He's broken off here recently. He does a podcast as well. He interviews a lot of musicians and people in that industry. But he's also started doing stand-up comedy. And so last time I was there, I went and I saw him do a stand-up routine. And it was pretty good. So were some of the other comedians that were there. And I've always been told, oh, if you're funny, you should do comedy, blah, blah. But I was like, no, that's just not for me. I really never wanted to do it. Well, this morning, I'm laying in bed. I'm half asleep, half awake, kind of in that weird little state. And this comedy routine rolls through my head. And I wake up, and I'm like, I got to fucking write this down right now. So I get out my phone, get out my notes, and I start writing it right away. And throughout the rest of the day today, it's been on my mind. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to put this on the fucking computer, and I'm going to film myself, and I'm going to do a quick little stand-up routine. Little 5 to 7 minute set, so to speak, kind of an opening act thing. So I did it. My first go-round at it, pretty awkward. Definitely needs some polishing. It's definitely a turd in the punch bowl, but the turd has fucking potential. So I'm going to work on it a little bit. I'm going to reach out to my buddy Compton. I'm going to send it to him, get his opinion on it, maybe his comedians that he works with, their opinion on it. If they think there's something there, I might ask to like maybe join the troupe or something and see about maybe getting into some shows. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep you informed on that. So anyways. Okay, so I'm interrupting the end of this video because I was editing it online and I get to the end of it and I realize maybe I'll just insert the recorded comedy bit into this podcast. Get feedback of anybody else who sees it. Now again, keep in mind, I've never done stand-up comedy or anything even like that, number one. Number two, I basically typed this thing out, put it on a teleprompter, and stood up here and kind of just went through it one fucking time. So the recording is of me doing it just one time. It's ugly, it's brutal, it needs polishing, but I think I could polish it up to make it good. So if you watch it with that in mind, or listen to it with that in mind, I'd be curious on any feedback. So I'm going to insert that little 8-minute bit into this podcast. Let's see how it goes. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me here tonight. How we all doing? Good? Great. So, let me tell you a little bit about me, right? I was single for a bit. It was fun, but it was also frustrating at times. Being single will teach you a lot about yourself and others. Actually, it'll teach you a lot about many things. Mostly that being single sucks. So, while out on the dating scene, I ran into a completely new thing for me. Something I'd never heard of or seen before. BBC. Do you guys know what BBC is? Yeah, you do. you dirty girl. Of course you do. For the rest of us, if you're like me, you're thinking it's something like the British Broadcasting Company, because obviously I watch a lot of TV and I know that type of shit. I constantly hear the BBC, right? So let me tell you this. If you see it on a woman's dating profile, you should probably run. Unless you're swinging an axe handle between your legs. Or you are indeed BBC. What is BBC for those not in the know? Alright, BBC is, say it with me here, big black cock. Yep, that's a thing. Chicks on the prowl for big black cock. So just know that all of you 3 inches of dangling fury guys out there, you might want to steer clear of BBC girls in the future. And seeing how I'm swinging a middle-of-the-pack white guy cock, I always thought it best to steer clear of girls seeking BBC, no matter how hot they were. Why? Well, I'm not looking to go swimming in the local BBC watering hole, if you know what I mean. Nothing kills your confidence like jumping right into the deep end and struggling to tread water. So, I kept seeing BBC on some women's profiles. Not entirely sure at the time what BBC was, right? But I also saw things like they love Game of Thrones, they love Netflix and dogs. So you can guess what I'm assuming BBC is. I mean, who doesn't love the BBC? Again, I'm talking about the British Broadcasting Company. Stay with me, all you perverts. You'll get your chance soon enough to indulge that part of your perverted psyche, okay? So BBC, great British television, right? The Office and Ricky Gervais, they originated from there. Downtown Abbey and some other great shows have come from the BBC. So I'm out on a date and we're sitting at the table, having a drink, waiting on the food to arrive, and we start discussing our profiles. I thought I'd be all clever and throw out that I had similar interests as her, right? So I asked her some questions based on her profile because bitches love it when you read their profile. Unlike guys, they put a lot of effort into it, right? Guys be like quoting Old School or The Gladiator or some shit in their profiles. Dudes just being fucking dudes. So a woman really likes it when you read their profile. Heaven help you, if you ask her a question she already answered in her profile, she will be like, didn't you read my profile? So you got to kind of deal with some of those instances when you're doing some online dating. Me, I'm like, calm down, heesh. That's when I quickly go back and I read the profile and I think of a way to spin it, to save my ass, right? Yes, I read it. You said you're in nursing school. I asked you, what are you studying? Like, there's hundreds of different types of nurses. Emergency room nurses, right? NICU nurses, they deal with premature infants. RNs, BNs, brain surgery assistants, radiology. So yeah, I read your profile and I'm just trying to create conversation here by asking more in-depth questions about what you're studying. Yeesh. That always seems to put the woman back on their heels a little bit and feeling like maybe they jumped the gun by jumping your ass, right? And now they're apologizing. And now you're in control of things. And she's bending over backwards to show you she's not indeed a bitch. Because that's how she kind of came off by jumping your ass because you didn't read her profile. So boom, my mistake turned into a positive. But I digress. Let's continue with BBC. I mean, that's why we're all here, right? I see you're a dog person. I've become more of a cat guy as I get older. They're easier to maintain. But I lied. And I said, hey, I'm a dog guy. After all, I'm looking to get laid, right? So I'm going to do a little white lie here and there. So I go on. Do you watch the Game of Thrones? And of course she did. And we talked about all the things going on in the show. We built ourselves up into a ladder just talking about the Game of Thrones and all the theories and all the craziness, right? So then I asked her a question that proved fatal for me. I'm not going to lie. My next question, BBC or Netflix? Her reply, a good night is both. And then she laughed about it. Hindsight, I realize now that was an awkward moment. But I didn't pick up on it at the time, right? My dumbass replied, yeah, I love me some BBC. Again, I'm oblivious to what's happening. The look on her face was priceless. And being oblivious, I just kept going. Some nights, I can go for hours on the BBC. And some nights, it's hard to get through an hour of it, so I give up and jump into some Netflix. Yeah, her face was one of horror, and curiosity, maybe? I'm feeling a bit confused at this point by her reaction, but in all honesty, I'm thinking with my small head, so I ignore all these obvious red flags that her face is sending me as I'm talking about BBC. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised then when she asked me if she could peg me after dinner in the back seat of the car. At that time, I had made a mental note to Google pegging later on, right? I didn't know what pegging was, but it sounded pretty fucking good. So, again, not knowing what peg meant, I snappily agreed to it. That was another fatal mistake, okay? I'm thinking she's gonna ride me in the back seat of the truck like a rented mule, and I am all for letting that happen. So, the rest of dinner was full of anticipation for me, and oddly, she smiled and stared at me like she was Hannibal Lecter. Again, at the time, I didn't understand what her looks meant. I wasn't picking up these red flags because this was completely turned off, and I'm thinking strictly with this. Needless to say, I understand now. If you were curious, I don't need to Google pegging after that night. I know what it is. And let's just say after that experience, I still don't understand women's fascination with BBC. Me personally, you won't be seeing BBC on my profile. I gave it, begrudgingly, a fair shot that night. So indeed, apparently, I will try anything once. Good night, folks, and thanks again. As Ron Burgundy always says, stay classy, and until next time, guys, take care.